Nobody actually wants freedom from emotion, but that's the first problem. People always say they do, but they don't. They want freedom from grief and heartbreak and disappointment and anxiety and shame, but nobody's trying to become free of joy or free of love or free of relief. So the project itself begins with a contradiction. The target isn't emotion, the target is pain. But let's keep going. Let's assume you succeed. Let's assume you finally become detached. Nothing affects you and nothing reaches you. Nothing gets under your skin either. Nothing matters enough to disturb your peace. Now answer a strange question. Why did you want that? Because pain bothered you. Because disappointment exhausted you. Because heartbreak hurt. Because grief was too heavy. Because anxiety wouldn't leave you alone. Do you see the problem? The desire to be free of emotion is itself emotional. The entire project is being powered by the thing it claims to be escaping. The engine and the destination are made of the same material. So, you don't even arrive at detachment. You end up feeling your way toward it, which means the project itself has already collapsed. But let's keep going. People talk about attachment like it's a chain, right? Don't they? It isn't. Attachment is what made the experience even matter. The grief isn't evidence that attachment failed. It's evidence that attachment succeeded. The heartbreak, right? Let's give another example. The heartbreak. It isn't evidence that caring was a mistake. It was evidence that caring occurred. Let's even do disappointment. It is not proof that meaning is dangerous. It was proof that something meant enough to disappoint you. So every emotion that people are trying to escape contains evidence of participation. Evidence that reality mattered. That something actually reached them. That they were actually here. And this is why the fantasy gets stranger the longer you look at it. Because what people call freedom from emotion is usually just freedom from consequence. They want love without heartbreak. And connection without loss. And hope without disappointment, and trust without betrayal, and meaning without vulnerability. But consequence is not a flaw in participation. Consequence is what participation even is. You don't get to enter reality and negotiate away its effects. That isn't a thing. You don't get to care deeply and remain untouched. Not a thing. You don't get to love and simultaneously become unreachable by loss. The bill arrives with the experience, always. And this is where the dream finally breaks, because the person pursuing freedom from emotion is usually still attached. Not even usually. It's the baseline. Attached to peace. Attached to certainty. Attached to safety. Attached to control. Attached to the dream of being unattached. The attachment never disappeared. It just moved somewhere harder to see, which means that detachment was never the opposite of attachment. It was attachment wearing a disguise. And once you see that, the entire project falls apart. Not because emotions won or attachment won. It was because there was never anything to escape in the first place. The grief was evidence. The love was evidence. The disappointment was evidence. The heartbreak was evidence. It was evidence that something mattered enough to leave a mark. That reality got to vote. And evidence that you participated. And participation was always the thing that you were trying to leave behind.